Hello, seekers, and welcome to this soft and warm hug energetically that I am sending to all of you as we close out 2019 and we open up 2020. I'm sitting here with some hot spiced apple tea. It's really good. Feeling very cozy in the northern hemisphere. It is winter, winter, winter right now. And I was thinking about this time of year. There's a lot of impactful energy going around about the closeout of a decade. A lot of looking back, a lot of culminating energy has been kind of swirling around the last couple of months when it comes to this energy. And of course, this is always a really interesting time of year, no matter what you celebrate or maybe don't celebrate, just even seasonally with the sun shifting. This is kind of a time where we are really reminded of the transitory nature of everything, that everything is always shifting and turning over. And I think that transitory reminder, even if you're really joyful and you're surrounded by all the people that you love, I think there's often that hit of realizing this is a very special moment that will only be here for a very brief time. There is a complex series of emotions that come up around the end of the year and the beginning of a new year. There's a melancholy that can come with that. And there is also a sense of nostalgia, a sense of closeout, a sense of loss, a sense of shedding a skin, a sense of stepping more fully into who you are becoming now. And all of those things kind of working at you at the same time. So I thought it would be really nice to just give you a New Year's toast, a thank you for all of you being with me on this journey. It means so much to me. And to create a little space here for us as this new year comes to being. And as we close out the past year, I wanted to just sit with a few of the practices that I think are really helpful, maybe will help you through this time of year and also help you to gently open up the next year, and not so much in those classic ways that we do to-do lists and resolution lists and new practices and how we're going to be perfect and how we're going to show up. I want to take it back down to basics and what it's really all about, and some places that maybe you will find you want to check in. So the first thing that came to mind around this time of year, and as an intention to maybe set in the new year, is to relax around making assumptions about what others need and who you are, both of these. We don't even know that we are often making assumptions about what we think people want from us or what they want in their lives. Because we're trying to make sense of reality so quickly, so much of the time, and we're constantly making micro decisions and micro adjustments to our climates and to our environments, and especially in relationship, we often don't even realize that we assume for others what we think they need to know, what we think they don't need to know, and what they're going to be asking for or desiring. And what we actually do there is we close off our ability to express truly who we are and to show up fully for others. And it, like I said, it causes this low-level anxiety because we're constantly feeling that we need to assume, that we need to construct stories in order to be held and safe. When actually what's really helpful here is to have a curiosity and to know that you probably don't know. Now that can feel really uncomfortable initially, but can be a very useful tool in developing deeper relationships, not only with others, but with yourself. And that's the other part of relaxing on making assumptions. We start to create assumptions about who we are in this world. Assumptions are maybe not quite the right word. It's more about the stories we create for ourselves. But once those stories have been really ingrained, we go back to those assumptions again and again of who we are now. When who we are now has often shifted quite a bit in the course of 1 or 2 or 3 years. And in this time of assessment, instead of trying to come up with the list of who you are and jumping right to, well, I'm this proactive person that does this, I want this in a relationship, instead of getting really on that bandwagon, maybe lean into more of, I don't know. I actually don't know who I am all of the time. I don't have these neat boxes and containers I'm going to put myself in right away as the year begins. In fact, I'm going to soften and let my soul speak to me a little bit and give me greater guidance about who I am now in this new year. I've been talking a lot about this year being a very grounded year, a very strong year of intention and commitment and investment. And if you're going to have energy that is so much about investment and commitment, hopefully it's something that feels like it is coming from your soul and not from who you've been before, not from who you've expected yourself to be in other years of your life or even other months of your life, but to be much softer about who you can be and who you're allowed to be, and to release that tension. So that's the first thing. Relax on assumptions during the closeout of this year and lean more into curiosity in the opening up of the next. The next thing that's really important, and of course there's many people who have done a lot of work on this, including Danielle Laporte, Martha Beck, those are two of my favorites, but focusing on making resolutions that are about your feeling state. And the feeling states you want to have more consistently this coming year. And this does not have to be a long list of feeling states. In fact, I would really recommend choosing 1, 2, maybe 3 descriptive feeling states you want to feel most of the time. Ones that are, I think, essential to what our humanity and our soul want are peace, presence, like feeling really present in your environment, and joy. Belonging is another great one. Ease is another great one. All of these are really beautiful feeling state qualities. And of course, you can write a feeling state quality and then elaborate on it. Have fun free writing about that feeling state. What are the things, the experiences that click you into that? Where can you spend more time in your weekly schedule in those spaces that bring about a feeling of peace, of connectedness, of joy, of ease, of creativity, of inspiration, and to make micro adjustments and to really focus in on how you can prioritize the feeling state rather than it being about, I want to lose weight. Why do you want to lose weight? Or I want to have this amount of money. Why do you want to have that amount of money? Because it's not really about the material experience. Because if you get there, you get that 100 grand in the bank, or you get that number on the scale. If you haven't tapped into what feeling state you want to have, you're going to continue to feel really empty. So it's better to just simplify, right? And this is something that when you focus on that feeling state, you can actually start initiating that feeling within yourself right away. It's not something that you have to wait for another month in the year when you've got the results to do, right? So just a fun reminder there. The final thing that came to mind in this New Year closeout, thank you, gratitude, end of year toast to you lovely seekers is the practicing of feeling trust in both your grounded state and your dreaming state, and to let those mechanisms do the work for you. I think we trust in our intuitive root and gut chakra, our intuitive root and gut energies, wisdom. And I think we often feel skeptical about our really dreamy, childlike sides. We tend to get really clear information from both of these about what we need. You need more rest. Your body's saying, I need you to go to bed early tonight. And your dream self is saying, I want to draw more. I want to draw every week. I want to spend more time in nature, whatever it is. These dreaming parts and these grounded parts are giving us our best information. So the final thing I want to invite you to do is to really give yourself the permission. Imagine you're wearing this heavy cloak of judgment and shoulds and assumptions and the need for something to show up before we feel good. Imagine you're carrying that. And this is a lot of socially trained things, that aren't our soul selves. They're not our essential selves. You're carrying it on your shoulders. It's a really heavy cloak, and it's kind of heavy, and it's a little itchy. It's not a cozy cloak, all right? We're talking something that you're like, And you're holding it, your clenched fists. You're like, oh, okay. Imagine you suddenly realize you don't have to wear it. The sun is shining. You are safe. And you can release your hands and you can untie this cloak and just feel it drop away from your shoulders. Who you are, essentially, is very simple. But don't let that scare you. The essential nature of that joyful, playful, connected energy, lean into that. Find out what it gives you when you're not carrying that cloak. So it's all about taking away rather than adding on, right? And I think that's a really fun place to start the new year, is to not think about so much what you want to amass, what you want to collect, what you want to have. It's about how you can release and how you can simplify and how you can relax into curiosity, relax into the unknown, and relax into the information that's easily given to you. And to take the pressure off being manic, as Gabby Bernstein calls it, manic manifesting, where you get really into high intensity rotation of manifestation activities, and you put yourself through the ringer and you're like, I'm doing all the routines. Maybe this is a season to just feel the curiosity. And if you are feeling complex emotions during this time, I know that I do. Personally, I feel complex emotions around this time of year every year, regardless of the circumstances. This year, I'm really blessed to be surrounded by all of my most cherished and favorite people in the most grounded and rooted place in my life. There's melancholy in that as well, knowing that it is transitory. It is something that I have to savor, slow down, and be present for. And I know that the intention I'm setting for this whole time right now is to just be present with it, to not put pressure to do all the activities, to not put pressure to be everything to everybody, but to just be fully present, witness myself and witness others. But I still always feel, some of that melancholy that comes with remembering transitory states. But as Glennon Doyle has pointed out so many times, we have to feel the full range of our emotions. So if you have some sadness or some grief, you're able to feel joy at that much deeper of a level, and balancing those out and counteracting those, not even counteracting, balancing them, embracing the waves of emotions that come with great happiness comes a lot of depth as well, and vice versa. I just, like I said, wanted to give you all a toast. May this year be filled with love, joy, peace, abundance, curiosity, adventure, a feeling of home and community and being embraced. May you feel seen and loved. May you listen to those curious, creative parts of yourself that want to be on the journey with you. And may you always listen to your soul song and follow your North Star. I am sending you so much love. Once again, thank you for being on this journey with me. I will see you in 2020 for a lot more gorgeous energy. We are heading straight into our second eclipse very soon. If you haven't joined me on Patreon, I have another resource available there that has all to do with gratitude practices and really soft ways of leaning into this energy. So if you haven't joined me on Patreon, I would love to see you there. Like I said, I'll have a lot more resources for the closeout of this year and the beginning of the next year, as well as some more eclipse resources as well. And if you have joined me there, once again, thank you. Your generosity and your presence with me means everything. I'm sending you so much love. Like I said, I will see you in 2020, and I will leave all of my links and all of my goodies in the description box. As always, I'm wearing my bestie's jewelry, PinkLune. She's also in the description box, and I will see you in the new year.